I'm telling you for the last time, this violates Section 3, subsection A.
And I am telling you that we have approval right here.
The orange tow truck lights were already flashing outside my house when I opened the door to cold air and the smell of wet asphalt. It was 6:12 a.m., still dark, and my coffee was half made on the counter. A neon yellow sticker was slapped across my windshield. Unauthorized vehicle. Immediate tow. Fee, $250. My car was parked in my own driveway. The driver shrugged and said the HOA ordered it. And there on the sidewalk, arms crossed in a fuzzy pink robe, stood Karen from the corner lot, the self-appointed queen of our subdivision. By 9:00 a.m., there was another surprise. I stepped onto my porch and saw a laminated sign taped to my front door in big bold letters, "Rules are rules." Under it were 3 violation notices dated May 3, 2024. Grass too long by 1 inch. Trash can visible for 30 minutes past pickup. Decorative flag not pre-approved. Fine stacked to $400. I laughed at first, then I saw Karen sitting under her porch heater, sipping coffee like it was a show. And that was the moment I thought, fine, if Karen posted rules or rules on the porch, then I pulled the Lien. This whole fight was going to be about her own rulebook coming back to bite her. I tried to do it the nice way. I walked across the street, hands up, heart thumping from the cold air and anger. I told her, hey, the car was in my driveway, the trash can was out because the truck was late, and the flag was the one my kid picked. She didn't blink. She said, board voted, rules are rules, maybe this neighborhood isn't for everyone. When I went to the next HOA meeting, the room smelled like burnt coffee and fear. Neighbors stared at the table, not at me. I called out the fake violations. The board president, who just happened to be Karen's best friend, said they'd review my appeal. Then they moved on to approving a new fountain for the entrance. Nobody wanted to look at me. Nobody wanted to cross her. The next week, things got ugly. At 10:03 p.m., cops showed up for a noise complaint while I was literally reading my kid a bedtime story. Timeline item 1 April 5 at 4:27 a.m. false trespass call. My brother had left for work, and a patrol car rolled through because someone reported a suspicious man. It was always anonymous. But everyone knew whose blinds twitched at all hours. I started writing everything down. Patterns of false reports can be prosecuted. That line went through my head every time the blue and red lights bounced off my living room walls. I drew a line in the sand. No yelling. No sneaking. Just every proper channel I could find. If she loved rules so much, I would drown her in her own. So I got busy. I read the HOA bylaws like they were a bad novel. I highlighted, tabbed, and circled. I lined up photos, emails, and call logs in a binder. Every time Karen's car blocked the fire lane. Every time her giant unapproved party tent popped up on holidays. Every time the HOA skipped sending out required notices before changing fees. Then I took a day off work and went to the city records office. The clerk slid a thick folder across the counter. It was the HOA's file, plus complaints against board members. The file landed with 63 pages. Right there in black and white, I saw it, multiple letters from the city warning the board about selective enforcement and an unpaid fine tied to Karen's own property for an illegal porch extension she built last year. I realized something huge. Our CC&RS said any outstanding HOA fines, including city fines the HOA had to advance, could become a lien against the homeowner after 30 days with notice. Karen's fine was 90 days old. No payments recorded. No lien filed. They'd protected their queen. So I called the property management company listed on page 21 and very calmly walked them through my binder. I showed them the unequal enforcement, the prior city letters, and that glowing illegal porch extension sitting right on her social media. I didn't threaten. I just repeated one rule from the bylaws: enforcement must be consistent to stay valid. If they could tow my car in my driveway before sunrise, they could follow their own rules with her porch. The payoff came at the next HOA meeting. It was a warm evening, smell of grilled burgers floating in from backyards, people packed into the clubhouse. Karen sat at the front table in a bright blazer, her famous rules or rules sign propped on the chair beside her like a prop. Midway through the boring budget talk, the door opened. In walked a guy in a gray suit from the management company and a city code inspector. Neighbors lifted their phones without even trying to hide it. The manager cleared his throat and read a statement. Due to repeated violations and unpaid fines, a lien has been initiated on the property at Lot 12, owned by Karen and her husband. The room went dead silent, then someone in the back choked on a laugh. Karen went pale. Her sign slipped and clacked onto the floor. With every camera pointed at her, the Queen looked very, very small. After the meeting, videos hit the neighborhood group chat and then, somehow, local social media. People replayed the moment her jaw dropped when she heard the word lien. The clip of her old rules or rules porch sign next to the official notice taped to her door later that week became a meme. Caption after caption rolled in. Rules or rules, Karen. One neighbor who had been scared to speak up told me in a whisper that she'd also been hit with fake violations, and now she was filing her own complaint. The story spread so fast the board had to send an email saying they were reviewing past enforcement actions. For the first time, people stopped crossing the street to avoid me and started stopping to talk. The real flip came a month later. I got a letter from the city council's office. They'd reviewed the timeline, the police call logs, and my recordings from the HOA meetings. An investigator from the city met with the board, and the cops quietly reminded Karen that false reports could get her charged. At the next election, she lost her board seat by a landslide. Her illegal porch had to be fixed, at her expense, under a strict deadline. The lien stayed in place until every cent of the fines was paid. The HOA adopted a new rule: no anonymous complaints, and all violations had to be documented with photos sent to all board members, not just Karen's little circle. After that, the neighborhood felt lighter. Kids played in the cul-de-sac without her barking at them from her porch. The smell of coffee in the mornings wasn't mixed with dread anymore. The tow truck hasn't been back, and my driveway is just my driveway again. At the next block party, even the quiet guy from Lot 6 brought cupcakes and said thanks for standing up. I'm not some hero. I just read the rules and used them the way they were supposed to be used. As for Karen, she keeps her blinds closed now. Her porch is smaller, legal, and very, very sign-free. Please follow for more HOA showdowns like this. Do you think she got what she deserves? Comment below.